Evening all. Let's give it a minute or two to get this party started. Evening. I interrupted you watching PAP reports. Well, you should have been watching it at 7 o'clock. Good evening to you all. Got a license for that birthday, my son. Thank you, Brian. Appreciate that. Thank you, David. Thank you all. Thank you all. Thank you all. Okay. Did you all get notifications that I'd gone live, or was you sitting waiting for the stream to start? Just want to check, see how notifications are getting on from YouTube, because I know some people get unsubscribed. Okay, cool. Brilliant. Cool. Excellent. Okay, so it looks like a lot of you had notifications. Some of you haven't. Okay, no problem. Couple of minutes late. Yeah. I know that sometimes it's going to come through depending on sort of the connection that you've got and the traffic on the line, so to speak, at the time. But yeah, I'm more concerned about the fact that sometimes I don't get notifications for 2 or 3 days on channels that I'm subscribed to. Thanks, Current Climate. Yes, it's been my pleasure getting to know you as well, CC. Absolutely, top man. But thanks for jumping in and saying that. Betty Swallocks, is it actually your birthday, or are you having us on? Latest on PC William Sampson. From what I know, I said in a video, I think the other day I said in a video that that some of the mainstream media are trying to find out whether he had been suspended or not. From what I can find out, he's not been suspended, but he's been taken off of frontline duties. So he's still employed, he's still working, but he's been put on office duty, basically. So that, as far as I know, is where he's at the moment while the whole thing gets looked into. So yeah, desk job, yeah. Still owns the baton, yeah. Probably sits there at his desk playing with his baton. That didn't come out right, did it? Well, happy birthday to you then, Betty Swallocks. Happy, was that 56th birthday to you? Congratulations. So guys, right, 95 people on stream and 20 likes. Get clicking that like button, please, folks. Even if for no other reason, but because PAP's 1 year old. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay, the likes are going up. Let's see if we can get enough. Let's see if we can get match the likes to people watching at the moment. We've got 98 people watching, 69. Oh, my favourite number. and then we'll get started. Just for those of you that are watching at the moment, to be fair, this live initially, I want to talk about what's happened over the past year. I've not written anything down apart from 3 points, 3 things. That's all I've written down so I don't forget them. But everything else is literally, I'm not reading off of a script or anything like that. Everything else is directly from me. So it's all, it's all real. And I'm not trying to, trying to bullshit anyone or nothing like that. So, but I want to talk about this past year. I want to talk about the next year, or this year, this year that we're working our way through. I want to talk about some of the ideas that I've had for the channel, which ultimately boils down to you guys. Do you know what I mean? It's all down to you. And I want to put these ideas to you to see what you guys think. And also we're going to talk about the giveaway. Okay, so at the moment, I am working with Marty Blagborough on the giveaway. Going to be giving away a hat like this, and also a t-shirt as well. So you need to stick around for that. Just to give you a heads up, what's going to happen in a little while, Marty's going to go live on his channel. Okay, but we'll explain that a little bit closer to that point. But Marty's going to go live on his channel. I think, Marty, just give me the heads up on that. That is what's happening, isn't it? So you can tell this is live and unscripted. You're going to go live on your channel, yeah? Yeah, cool. Right, so Marty's going to go live on his channel in a little while, and all we're going to ask you to do is literally just open a new tab, head on over to his. I will be quiet so you don't hear me and him, but you're going to nip over to his channel for just a couple of minutes, few minutes. He's going to explain how to enter this competition, this giveaway, and when that's done, you can come back here. And the reason that we're doing it that awkward way round is because we didn't really have time to, well, if you're on the phone, it's fine. All you need to do, you can just come away from this live, go over to his, and then when he's finished, just come back here. I'm not going anywhere. I'll keep this running. So if you're on the phone, you can still do it. Just go over to Marty Blagborough's channel at that point. It's absolutely fine. And then close out of there and come back to this one, and you'll be able to rejoin this live without any problems. I do apologise for that awkward way round of doing it. We were trying to figure out how to do it in another way. I was going to use StreamYard, but quality of this camera that I'm using at the moment on the laptop is cack, and I didn't want to upset you all with terrible footage. So there we go. That's how we are. Thank you again for everybody for the good wishes for Police Abusing Power's first birthday, so to speak. I don't have a cake. I do have some of that old Jamaican dark chocolate rum and raisin. Love it, absolutely love it. That's my treat to me for putting up with a year's worth of you lot. Oh dear. Okay, that's cool. That's all good. So forgive me if I'm not able to keep up with all the comments. Okay, if you ask me a question and I don't reply to it, ask it again in a little while. If I keep checking the comments while going through what I want to talk to you about, this is going to go on for much longer than it normally does, and it goes on for long enough as it is. So there we go. Oh, excuse me. So first of all, lots of you saying congratulations on your 1 year, but I want to say thank you to you, because ultimately, even if we didn't have the amount of subscribers that we've got, which is astonishing to me, by the way, even if we didn't have that many subscribers, I would still be doing what I'm doing, because I believe that I'm doing something which needs to be done. And that's my honest held belief, that I'm doing something that needs to be done. There isn't anywhere out there at the moment that I know of that is doing especially what I've started doing this year with the PAP reports, which, although it's very time consuming and gives me a headache at times, yeah, I will do, Marty, no worries. I'll do that ahead of time, don't worry. I'll give you time. Now you've put me off. Yeah, I'd still be doing what I'm doing now, whether we had the 13,500 subscribers or 1,300 subscribers. But it's thanks to you that the channel has grown, I think, the way that it has, because I know plenty of people share the content that I put up. I've seen it in Facebook groups and things like that, and without you guys enjoying the stuff that I put out and appreciating the stuff that I put out and then sharing it on, I think we'd be finding ourselves struggling with numbers, so to speak. Thank you, Tyrant Finder. That's very kind of you, much appreciated. But yeah, so I mean, obviously, the channel started with my incident outside Crosby police station. At the time, I had no plans on doing what I'm doing now. At the time, I was actually building basic website templates. That's all I was doing, building basic website templates. And I wanted to get some footage, and that's how this entire channel, that's how it all started. Hiya, Simon, thanks for jumping on. So as many of you know, I ended up getting arrested, for failing to give my details, for holding on to my right not to be forced to give my details when I hadn't committed any crime. So, but ultimately, that is the catalyst that built this channel, that made me start this channel and start doing what I'm doing. With the first month or so, I wasn't entirely sure what I was going to do, what direction the channel was going to go in. So I did do an audit at Jacob's factory, but it didn't excite me. It didn't do it for me, so to speak. I'd done that one audit outside Jacob's cracker factory, and I walked away from there just thinking to myself, well, I don't quite get it. You know, now I understand that other people, they love it and they're good at it. There's lots of people out there that are absolutely good at it, and that's fine. Everybody has their niche, I suppose. And it took me a little while to find mine, I think. But it seems that the direction that I started taking the channel is what's working, and that's where I'm going to continue taking it. So yeah, I mean, that's how obviously the channel started. Over the year, lots of things have happened. Met some great people, made some good friends with people, learned a lot of stuff. That's something big as well. I've learned an awful lot over the past 12 months. As you know, I'm hoping that some of what I've passed on to you guys has helped you as well. Bearing in mind that I will only ever give, if it's my opinion, I will tell you it's my opinion. Other than that, I'll always show you where I found the information that I'm sharing with you, so you know that the information I'm giving is factual, or at least can be identified elsewhere as being factual. Excuse me. And it's actually really confusing seeing the comments going up in the corner of my eye, because you just want to look at it. But yeah, I've learned a lot, and again, I wouldn't have done half of what I've done with the channel, and I wouldn't have learned half of what I know if it wasn't for you guys. How did I meet Marty? Well, somebody that Marty knows had a problem with the council in Leeds, and unfortunately for them, I didn't quite like the way that he was treated. I felt that he was having his rights infringed upon, not being allowed in a council office with a hood up. I mean, people go in with hats and they're allowed to wear hats which actually can cover your face from security cameras, but going in with a hood up, which is less likely to cover your face than a hat from a security camera, they're not allowed. And I didn't like the way that they'd done that, and I didn't like the way that they dragged the lad out as well. So a few of us decided to go down there and stage a peaceful protest, which went really well as far as I'm concerned. And I know a lot of people commented on that video, and it was, the police turned up, security were there, nobody could, they couldn't get us out because we weren't breaking any laws. And that's the whole point about, especially for me, is it's not about breaking laws to get back at people. It's about using the laws, the same laws that they use against us, against them. So we looked into peaceful protesting, etc., and we went down there, and that's what we did. And they knew that they couldn't do anything about it, so the police then gave the security information that they could use in order to take us out. Now, that information was incorrect. If you look at that legislation, you'll have to go back and look at the videos, because I can't remember it off the top of my head. But it was from some act from like 1860 something or something like that. But they used it, and they only used it to get us out. They weren't concerned whether or not it was legal or not, because, as we know, when we go to make a complaint, we have all of those gatekeepers, and all of those gatekeepers will give us some crap excuse as to why they can't go on with it, why it can't be up to the next level, until eventually they turn around and say, well, it's not in a public interest that you was assaulted for no reason. You know what I mean? So, but that's where I met Marty, and Current Climate, and Herbert Longrod, and Davey Human Rights. So that's how we met there. So let me just have a skip through. What I'll have to do, just to make sure that none of you think I'm just being a rude arse, I will have a chat, and then I'll flip through the comments and see if there's anything there that stands out that needs answering. Or Bernard Dillon, it can be. It can be. Today wasn't so bad because there wasn't that many things to report. Although after I'd recorded the video, then a couple of things popped up, which is always the case, but they will be in tomorrow's PAP report. So if anything comes out on the day of a PAP report that's not mentioned in a PAP report, it's because I was made aware of it after I'd recorded that particular day's report. So it will be the following day. But yeah, I'm glad you enjoy the reports, Bernard. Thank you. News Now Houston for the UK. Anyone know what a police ask for details when I can't find a definition that suits? There are very few times when, and I know this isn't particularly your question, but there are a few times when you have to give your details. But ultimately, the reason the police ask for your details is to see if there's any intelligence on you, and that is it. It's not for any other reason. Right? When they turn around and say, "Oh, we want to see if you're a threat," no, you don't. You want to see if you've got something that you can hold over me or use to intimidate me. It's nothing to do with whether you're a threat or not. But that's why they ask for everybody's details. It's intelligence gathering. The police are worse. Well, the police are worse than Google, or maybe not. But they're up there with Google on intelligence gathering. Because let's face it, information is king, isn't it? Right, I'm trying to go through and right. Where would we be without Intel? Free, that's where. Exactly, Dean, yeah. Deanne, sorry. I always call you Dean. Is it Dean or is it Deanne? So if it's Dean, type 1. If it's Deanne, type 2. Because I always call you Dean. And I may be wrong, and that's, I just want to know for sure. So it is. So it is Dean. Okay, thank God for that. Oh dear. Right. WL, happy you found me and Crime Bodge, and to be made aware you're not the only one having your rights abused by corrupt and gung-ho coppers. No, you're absolutely not the only one, unfortunately. Or fortunately for you, it's not just you. They hate us all. Did I get round to looking at that post on Facebook, RE Sheffield BTP? I'm not sure. I don't recall, so I probably haven't yet. Yeah, I probably haven't. Hang on, is Joe Public about? He's not come on yet, has he? Cheers, Bastian. Much appreciated. Emailed on yesterday's live stream. Yeah, to be honest with you, President Trump, when you put something in the comments, unless I click it and open it in a separate window, especially as you know how long these lives can go on for, it's almost impossible for me to remember to go back and have to watch the entire thing again to try and find a link. So it's always best to send it to me, Facebook, WhatsApp, or email. Thank you, Gamer One. Much appreciated. Holly and Joe getting jiggy. Oh dear. See, I've literally come on this, like, I haven't bothered writing any notes about what to talk about or anything. Do you know what I mean? Again, I like to just be me and just talk to you straight, you know, off the cuff, because that way you know that that I'm not scripting to you and just trying to feed you, you know, lines of bullshit. Which I think most of you appreciate that. Photography, light and magic, no problem. Thank you for being a subscriber. Natural, yeah. I prefer to be like that. As I say, you know, unscripted. I have to script the PAP reports. Got to do that because there's far too much information for me to keep up here. So I do have to script those. But this is why I prefer to do, you know, off the cuff lives. Do you know what I mean? It just, for me, it makes more sense because you get to know me, you know, and hopefully that helps you guys to like me a bit, and to see that I'm not trying to feed you any BS. Ace Lammy. To be honest, mate, well, I'll call you mate. You could even be female. I don't know. So excuse me. I am looking at getting a website done this year. If I can put something together that will allow, for example, some kind of an app for people to come and check that out on the go, you know, easy to use, etc., then I might do that. But that's a big project, and it's something that I'd have to think about in the future rather than at the moment. I've still got lots of things to get done first of all, but yeah, it's a good idea. Thank you, Holly. There you are. There's somebody said, is Holly on? There's your answer. Oh dear. Yes, that's Daisy snoring in the background. I've had the heating on today, so she is well curled up in front of the radiator, snoring away like an old granny. Your Hunja, your Ago. I don't even know how to pronounce that bloody word. I've not got the dogs to bones yet, no, but I promise you I will do. In fact, I will I will put a little video up in a community post in the next couple of days, okay, when I get those bones and give them to the dogs. I will put a little video up in the community page to show you that. Did I give the dog a bone? That reminds me of an old rhyme. Old Mother Hubbard went to the cupboard to fetch poor Rover a bone. When she bent over to feed poor old Rover, he slipped her a bone of his own. Oh, I love that. Oh dear. I think I'll make a cup of tea for the wife. Are you not on the laptop? Take it with you. I've got myself, so I've set myself up here. I've got a nice fresh bottle of Lucasade there, and I've got me chocolate bar there as well. Everything else is on silent, so yeah, no interruptions apart from the dogs might need a pee, so I might have to let them out. Other than that, I've got a bowl under the table, so I've not even got to leave the room to go for a wee. That's a joke, by the way. Yes, I don't have a bowl under the table to wee in, I just piss on the floor. Yeah, I'm not getting paid for this product placement. Oh, that's the problem, Dean. Sheds. Brian, that's quite funny, that one. I like that. Oh dear. Right, just favour Marty, because no doubt we're going to be chatting on a little bit. Let me know if I've been chatting too long and you want to get that other thing out of the way. Okay. Yeah, just let us know. I mean, because we want to give people time as well after watching yours, so we want to give people time, and as I'm not entirely sure how long you can stay on this live, I don't want to put it off too long in case there's a, you know, in case you run out of time. Okay, all right. Well, okay. Well, how about we give it another? Let's give it 10 minutes, and then let's get that done, and then people have got what, half an hour to before we pick a name. You happy with that? Don't keep me waiting, Marty. Come on, chop chop. Give you 20 minutes, you're about to eat some sausage. Far be it for me, Marty, to interrupt your sausage. Or rather, you and your sausage. Or is it yours? Oh, I'm just going to stop talking. Oh, dear. Right. What's the prize? The prize is two. There's going to be two giveaways. One of them will be given away tonight on this live, and the other one will be given away, or the winner will be picked tomorrow. So tonight it will be a PAP cap. However, it doesn't have to be this one. What I'll ask the winner, once we work out who the winner is, that person can go and check all the designs that are on the that are in the PAP merch store. They can pick a design, tell me which design it is, and then I will get the hat done and sent out to them. And tomorrow, through Marty Blagborough's channel, he'll be giving away a PAP t-shirt, a Section 5 This t-shirt. That's not very nice, Herbert. Come on now. Hey. It's not embroidered, no, because of the, and I can't take it off because you'll all see my hair, but because of the detail in it, it's literally impossible to get an embroidered version of this. So the place, rather than trying to find somewhere that can embroider some and somewhere else that can print others and whatnot, rather than that, everything's printed. Right. So, well, right. One of the, as I said, we want to talk about what plans I've had or what thoughts I've had for the channel moving forward, because um, uh, these bloody comments flashing. I've got some flashing up on there, some flashing up on the laptop, and it's really off-putting. Right, yeah. I've had some thoughts about what I want to do with the channel, but again, all of these ideas ultimately boil down to you guys, because this channel is nothing without you. And if you are, if people are not interested in these ideas, then it's going to be a waste of time implementing them, so to speak. Thank you, Lisa. So one of the things that I want to do with the channel is, everybody listening, come on now, quieten down, children. Are we all sitting comfortably and quietly? One of the things I want to do is I want to do a few lives, maybe maybe a couple of lives a week, which would be ideal, really. But I don't just want to come on here and just me talk. As much as I love the sound of, no, I hate the sound of my own voice, but I enjoy interacting with people. So what I was thinking of doing is, maybe once a week, maybe twice a week, I'll come across some news which may need discussing. There's an example for you, and I've got a list on that notepad right there on that screen. Right, that notepad is actually a list of articles and stories that I've come across that aren't necessarily to be reported in PAP reports, but they are important in the grand scheme of public officials taking a piss, should we say. One of the things was the fire service. Now, you'll notice that I've not had a bad word to say about the fire service in the past 365 days. I don't think I've mentioned them once in a negative light. However, recently, or maybe a month or so ago, I came across an article that said that the fire brigade entrance exam is being made easier for people who are not white British. Okay, so the fire brigade are making the entrance exams easier for people who are not white British. The white British people still have to do the original exam. For me, that's a piss take from public officials, from public service. And something like that warrants a discussion. So what I wanted to do is when I come across a story like that, I wanted to put a note in the community tab and try and find people, subscribers, who want to discuss it on a live chat. So every now and again we can get somebody new on the channel, one of the subscribers, another channel owner, whatever it might be, and we can sit and discuss whether you're for it or against it. Ideally, I'd prefer the people to be for the particular thing that we're talking about, because I wouldn't be posting it if I wasn't against it. So we can have proper debates. I'm trying to catch up with these. And that's one of the things I want to do, to get you guys involved a little bit more, and to give the channel a little bit more, something different, which I think people will. I think people will enjoy. But again, it's ultimately down to you guys, because I need you guys to want to be part of it, in order to make it work. So there's a few people says it's a good idea. A lot of people just talking amongst themselves. Yeah, so well, it's not quite a mass debate. I'm not going to mass debate on live. Do you know what I mean? But yeah, to get, maybe 1, 2, maybe 3 people on with us, and and have a discussion, just have an open discussion. I'm quite happy for people to vent themselves at me, as I will with other people, as long as everybody knows that it's a it's a debate and not something that we're going to fall out over, because that's ultimately where I want to be. Ben Davidson, I mean, that's I don't think there's anything to back that up. You're going to make a statement like that, I think you need to have something that backs it up, mate. Yeah, bit of beer tasting. Well, I don't drink. Well, I do, just very, 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 very rarely. Right. Do you know what? Okay. I've removed Ben from commenting. Normally I don't remove people, but if you're going to make a statement like what you just said about a certain type of person being stupid, then at least be able to back up why you're saying something. Otherwise, shut the fuck up. Nobody wants to hear people slagging off other people unless you can back it up, mate. End of. Do you know what I mean? Simple as that. So, yeah, not having it. I've absolutely nothing against people having opinions. Absolutely nothing against people having opinions at all. But I will not have people that are simply trying to be abusive for the sake of being abusive. Dickhead. Oh dear. Police are stupid. Yeah, well, the police are you know, they're so multicultural now. There's, you know, you're not picking on any particular type of person, are you? Yeah, so, and the police is an institution, isn't it? It's a thing, it's not a person. So there we go. Hiya Richard, nice to see you. Keep an eye on the chat, guys. Marty's posting something in there for you every so often, just to let you know if you're new to the live this evening and you've not heard yet. Check out the link that Marty Blackburn has posted in the comment, and yeah, and there we go. So okay, so far I think most people think that having some live debates is a good thing. I thought it would be, and for that reason I wanted to ask you, and it seems that most of you seem to be happy with that, which is good. So I'm going to put a tick next to that. Excellent. The second thing as well, and this is less, I think this is more for, this is just something that I wanted to do, and that is with the PAP reports. And some of you might wonder why I'm even considering it, but with the PAP reports, at the moment I'm making them, I'm uploading them, and I'm scheduling them, you know, for a couple of hours after they're uploaded, or an hour after, or in the case of the other night, managed to get it uploaded 2 minutes before 7 o'clock, which was damn close. But the PAP reports, I was going to start doing the PAP reports as what's it called, premieres, so that while it's playing, people can ask questions, just like we're doing on this live. People can jump on and leave comments, and I can respond to you live. Do you know what I mean? While we're all watching the video together. That was another idea that I had, and it seems you're having a problem there, Marty. Everyone's saying the link's not working, that's all. Right, okay, all right, fair enough. Fair enough. Oh, what's happened? Is it frozen? No, it hasn't frozen. Right, okay, cool. It seems to be working for most people, but you will get a chance to jump on anyway. As I say, you'll be able to just go over there from here. Just close this page if you're on a mobile phone. Just close this live, go over and get onto his live once we tell you it's up, and then you can come back and join this one afterwards. And then we'll give it about half an hour for, you know, for people that are jumping on this live late. We'll give it about half an hour, and we'll just keep reminding people to nip over and do what they need to do, and then we'll pick a winner of a hat. Let me try that. Yeah, it's working for me, Marty. Yeah. Yeah, it's definitely working for me. Strange. There's a hard hat for police buttons. Right, yeah, it's not live just yet. The link at the moment takes you to a video, but in a short while, well, I'll tell you what we'll do then, Marty. We'll give it 8 more minutes, okay, and then we'll send them off. You get your live going then, yeah. So we'll give it 8 minutes, and then we'll get that done, and then 10:30, between 10:30 and 11:15, we will we'll pick somebody. So yeah, if you're cool with that, cool. Yeah, sweet. Okay. Right, so let's get back to the subject at hand here, and that is me. If you're on a mobile, what you need to do, when we will say in about 7 minutes now, I will tell you to go to Marty Blackborough's channel, at which point he will be live. So you can head over to Marty's channel, just escape this video, go over to Marty's channel. You'll be there for a few minutes while he tells you what you need to do. And then once that's done, you can come back here and I'll still be here. Is it bad you want to give me a cuddle? No, it's not bad. I don't mind cuddles. At the moment, I have to put up with these 2 furry things down here. Yeah, and I'm actually allergic to them. So if I stroke them and I'm not careful, I end up with my eyeballs hanging out my head and snotty and everything. So yeah, I don't mind. How do you think our police force would cope with the coronavirus if it makes an appearance in the UK? Well, you do know, Photography Light and Magic, you do know that there is some acts were passed on the 14th, I believe it was, of this month, that give the police the power to enter your property and to detain you and to take you to a medical facility if they believe that you've got it. An act has been passed to give the police that power. Active Patriot, how you doing, mate? In literally 5 minutes, I'm going to send you over to Marty Blackborough's channel, because we didn't get round to figuring out how to do this in any other way. No, there's no video, or there's a video there, or there should be a video there. If that link isn't taking you to a video, just click on Marty's name or type Marty Blackborough in the search bar and head over to his channel. If you do it that way, if the link's not working, just head over to his channel instead. Search for it through the app. And you'll be able to find it. A dog with hair may be better than one with fur. Yeah, it's very true. Oh, sorry, Marty. Yeah. Is that the channel that you linked to there, is it? Is it? Yeah, it is. I do apologise, Marty. My mistake. My mistake. Right. If the link, 4 minutes to go, if the link in the comment section is not taking you to a video, then what you need to do is you need to do a search. If you're on an app, that is, you need to do a search for, oh God, where is it? Pinac Media UK. So it's PINAC, Pinac, photography is not a crime, Pinac Media UK. So if the link in the comments isn't working, search for that channel, which is Marty's channel, and he will be on live in the next few minutes, and he will tell you, and me, he'll tell me as well, because I'm going to nip over as well and have a look, exactly what you need to do in order to win a PAP hat and a Section 5 This t-shirt. Thank you, David. You think that I've got the coronavirus? Yeah, I'm surprised I've not been through the door yet. Betty Swallocks, I am in Liverpool, mate. Regarding the spread of perceived danger of the coronavirus, thankfully you have more chance of being killed by an axe-wielding bus. Yeah. Oh dear. Are you still in that isolation, Dave? Lee, I think Lee's about, I don't know, it must be about 20 miles away from here, I think. I'm not really good with geography. I'm from Essex originally, Betty Swallocks. Oh, you're still there. Oh, damn. Right, everybody. Marty, just give us a notice now. Just give us a message. Are you live now, mate? Right, okay. Oh, you've got home now. Oh, that's a result. Well, I'm glad you're not still tied up there, Dave. That's a result, that. Right, I'm just waiting for Marty to give me the heads up that is live, and then I will send you all over there, or anybody that wants to win a hat. Sorry, my nighttime light came on the camera. Yeah, so just right. Just refresh this. Right, there you go. Oh, hang on. Oh, hang on. Oh, you're live on your channel? Oh my God, I'm confused. Right, you need to head on over to Marty Blagborough's channel. I thought you was going live on the Pinac channel. You need to head over to Marty Blagborough's channel now. And he's on a live. He will explain what to do to get your hands on one of these and a PAP top. Come back when you're done. Right, I need to hear what he's saying, so I do apologise, folks.
Yeah. Hi everybody, Martin. Cream with a chance to win yourself a PAP hat. Hi everybody, Martin. Cream with a chance to win yourself a PAP hat. Can you hear an echo? We've got PAP side going on. Turn that down. Turn that down. Echo going on.
Sorry guys. My apologies for that noise, guys. Right. Okay, sorry about that, folks. I wanted to not try and speak too much there while Marty was doing his live there for the giveaway, just in case I wasn't muted. So that's why I put my earphones in so I could hear what he was saying. Just make sure he wasn't slagging me off. So yeah, so there we go. So if you've been over, I can still hear me. Oh, right, Marty's still talking. We'll give that a few minutes anyway, and yeah, we was trying to figure out how to do it without using something like StreamYard. Lithium, head on over to Marty Blagborough's channel. He's on a live now. Head on over there, watch that quick short video, and he is currently explaining how to enter for a hat and a Section 5 this t-shirt. GHRF, what are you doing? Colin Robertson, that's very nice of you. Okay, that's brilliant. That's nice. Thank you. I don't know about Marty, but I don't mind if I have to pay to send a hat over to Australia, then I'll send a hat over to Australia. You know, ultimately, can't discriminate against people because they might not be in the UK. Singing a song. Oh, he's singing. Oh, he's singing a song, right? Got ya. I thought you meant Marty was singing a song for a moment there. That's what I was listening to it. Oh dear. Oh goodness me, my computer's running slow. Anyway. Oh, it's just a cigarette. Just a cigarette. No, my crack pipe's in the other room. I'll leave that for when I'm off the live. Right, what have we got on? God, look, you know when I've got something, specific to talk about. Normally on these lives, I just talk about random stuff, and we have over 100 people on normally. Because we've got this one where we're talking about sort of specifics, i.e. the channel, and where we're taking it, and this giveaway, we've got half the numbers in. I don't know what's going on. 63 watchers at the moment. I know some are over on Marty's channel, but still, that's shocking. David P, yeah, the cards have been going for a while now, the PAP cards. Got two versions. One is a normal business card type, double-sided, and the other one is a foldable one. I don't know if you've seen them yet. I don't know if Marty showed it. And this is what they look like, double-sided foldable ones. Inside it tells you, basically it's a statement for police on the top half, and the bottom half is Section 26 of the Criminal Justice and Courts Act 2015. The first part of the statement for the police just explains your rights, just to remind the police of your rights and to help you remember your rights when you're dealing with them. The bottom part, Section 26 of the Criminal Justice and Courts Act, that one explains to the police and reminds the police that if they act outside of their oath of office, if they overstep the mark, then they can be held accountable. On the back, it just simply says, I'm innocent until proven guilty. I have the right to silence. I have the right to be treated with respect. I have the right to film our interaction. And I have the right to bring charges against you under Section 26 Criminal Justice and Courts Act. So these, I'm still waiting for somebody to film using this I know Current Climate said he wants to be the first, which would be great if he is, but if there's anybody out there that has these and does have an interaction, I know people are sending me photos of the cards once they've arrived. But it would be great to see a video of people using them. So, oh, there we go. I can take the earphones out now. Oh, we're back up to 80 people. Brilliant. Oh, Tyrant Finder. Go to my videos page. Search for a video called Camcorder Caps and Cards. I think that's the way round, but Camcorder Caps and Cards. And from about 14 minutes and 50 seconds into the video, from that point onwards, it tells you how to get your hands on them. So yeah, so check that out if you at a later time or whenever, and that'll explain how to get them. No problem. Colin, you're going to have to leave, but I'm still on the telly. I wouldn't mind being on the telly. I don't think I've got the face for telly. I've been told many times I've got a face for radio, but not quite sure I've got a face for telly. Right, the cap going to give away in about just 20 minutes, half an hour. We'll pick a winner for the cap in about 20 minutes, half an hour. The t-shirt, Marty will do that one tomorrow. So we will be giving something away today, and something else will be given away tomorrow. I've got the hair for radio. Yes, thank you. Enough of that. A face only a mother could love. I'm not even sure my mother loves it. So, right. So, okay, so we discussed about, oh, sorry, I'm not pulling faces at you. Look at that. Here you guys. So we've spoke about, obviously, the maybe once or twice a week, picking a subject and trying to get somebody on that wants to debate with me live on the channel. That would be great if there's people out there that want to do that. If I come across a topic, I will post it into the community tab. Today I've just posted a new caption, just for fun, caption contest picture that's been posted today in the community tab. Feel free to go and check that one out later as well. But I will look at finding stories to talk about and discuss, and we can get people on a live stream debate to discuss certain topics, which would be really good, and I'd enjoy doing that as well. And I'm sure there's a lot of people out there that would as well. Also, I've mentioned about doing the PAP reports each day as a premiere rather than as just an uploaded video. That way, doing it that way, I can then chat to you live in the comments as the video's playing. And I can interact with you on a more personal basis that way, rather than you leaving a comment and me not seeing your comment till hours later, for example. So that's what, two of the things that I'm looking at doing. Skype does do video conference, but I'm not sure how easy that is to do a live stream on YouTube as well. So I do have a program that I can use, which is StreamYard, which will allow me to send a link to somebody, and it all runs through their website. So as long as you've got a camera and a microphone, so if you've got a mobile phone, that's great. if you've got a camera and a microphone on your mobile phone, you should be able to do it as well. I'll just send you a link to join as a contributor, and you'll be able to come in, and I'll be able to split screen it, and we'll be able to discuss it. You know, whatever the topic might be. How many videos a week? I don't know yet. That depends on how well it goes. At the moment, I'm doing 5 videos a week with regards to PAP reports. If I can do, as I say, maybe 1 or 2 debates a week, that would be great. I think that would bring a different angle to the channel. We can do some, you know, we can have a debate, and then we can open it up to comments as well. Again, just to get everybody involved in the conversation, in the debate. But there is one other thing that I wanted to discuss with you as well. Now, excuse me, one of the problems that I talk about a lot with regards to YouTube is the fact that many of the videos that I upload are not suitable for advertisers. And literally all I've got to mention is, you know, RAPE, SEX. Oh, do you know what? I've said it. I already said words to get this one demonetized anyway. So yeah. So if I talk, you know, unfortunately, because of the topics that we talk about, I'm going to have to at times talk about paedophilia within, you know, people, police or security or counsellors or whatever it might be, getting involved in that sickening thing. You know, rape, people being attacked and all that kind of stuff. Now, because of that, because I've only got to mention it once in a video, and YouTube's programs will go through and they'll find it and they'll demonetize the video. Now, that makes it very, very difficult to generate any kind of income from monetization. So what I wanted to do is I found a platform that will allow me to do a bit like Patreon, but it's not Patreon. It's called OnlyFans. Now, it doesn't mean that everybody will have to be a member on there. It doesn't mean that at all, because all of my stuff, all of my videos are open to everybody. Okay, absolutely everybody. I will never ever stop my videos from being given to people. Okay, so all of my videos will be live. They'll be available to everybody all the time, all my videos. Okay. However, well, they might, yeah, strippers might go on there. All I'm saying is it's something that was brought to my attention. This isn't something that I'm 100% doing, by the way. I'm just saying that it's something that I've been thinking about doing. As a way to try and help the channel. Okay, that's all. I know there are people, I mean, there's been people in the last couple of weeks that have made super chats, which is absolutely amazing and much appreciated. I wouldn't ask anybody for anything. I know I asked for help when my computers went to shite, and that was a major problem. Apart from that, I wouldn't ask people to pay for anything, and I still won't. I'm just thinking of a way to be able to try and create, you know, even I don't know, even just a small amount to be able to help me continue to do this every day and make sure I've got equipment and everything else. As I say, sponsorship is great, but again, it's difficult to find somebody because of the content of the video. A lot of companies, for example, they don't want to go against the grain, do they? And going against the grain is like a channel like this, for example. Do you know what I mean? I don't have a website at the moment, so it's difficult for me. I mean, unlike Crimebodge, for example, he's got things that he sells on his website. I'm not able to do that. All I've got is what this channel. That's it. That's all I've got at the moment. But yeah, as I say, I just want to be able to make sure that I can continue doing what I'm doing. I've looked at Patreon, okay, and to be honest, I'm not overly I'm not overly impressed with Patreon from what I've looked at. I have set up an account on there, but the problem that I've got is quite a big problem for me, and that is on Patreon you have tiers, okay? You have different levels, okay? Now the problem with that is that you need to offer something to people for those different tiers, and at the moment, because the channel is relatively small, we've got some great subscribers, don't get me wrong. We're 13,500 subscribers is amazing by anybody's standards for, you know, for 12 months on, but I don't have the money coming in to be able to buy stuff to be able to give away. Does that make sense? That's where my problem lies at the moment. But I can give people early access to certain things, but other than that, there's very little that I can do by way of giving things away at the moment. Do you see what I mean? And that's why, for me, I wasn't keen on using Patreon. Now, well, I've got merchandise for sale, which is links are in the description. I have sold some, but again, unfortunately, merchandise is you don't actually make a lot of money on merchandise when it comes to profit. So again, it's very difficult. But anyway, right, that's the situation with regards to that. I keep getting put off looking at all these comments flashing up. I'm a chef by trade. Yeah. So I'll tell you what you could do. You could give me your TV licensing fee instead. How much is that now? It's about £7 a month or something, isn't it? About £5 a month PAP licensing fee. £157 a year. My God. I could do it for less than half of that and give you more truthful news. FPV, if I can get the channel to a point, if I can get to 20,000 subscribers during this year and get to a point where through advertising revenue, sales and things like that, I can, I can comfortably, not comfortably, but I can pay the bills, etc., then, I've got no problem with that. Costs going up, is it? So they're putting the cost up, even though old Boris wants to scrap it. Take it easy, Dunkirk, and thanks for joining us. Right, and I'll tell you what, unless anybody's got any ideas, I mean, I am all ears, absolutely all ears. If anybody's got any ideas that they want to let me know about, you can, don't drop it in the live chat because I'll lose it, and then I've got to watch this entire live stream to try and find it again. But if anybody's got any ideas with regards to making the channel a little bit more financially viable, shall we say. And again, I'm not suggesting boobies. That's your fault, Noli. Make me shout boobies in the middle of a conversation. Thanks. If anybody can come up, anybody can think of any ideas that may be an idea of that I can implement in order to try and make the channel a little bit financially viable, that will ensure that I can do everything that I need to do, continue to grow the channel, make sure I've got the equipment in order to do that, to deliver you what you want to see. Then let me know by email, by WhatsApp message, or through Facebook, links in the description. How am I interviewing people? Well, I used to interview people for my company when I had my own company. I had a sales company for several years. So I used to interview people doing that. Yeah, so... Oh. Journalist, yeah, I know. But still, it's that kind of thing still helps, because it was a case of asking them questions all the time. But again, it all boils down to research as well. You need to research the person that you're going to be interviewing, and yeah, and all that kind of stuff. So that's something that that maybe I'm going to learn as time goes on. It's not something that I could literally jump into, because I've had no experience in doing that, but it's certainly something that I could look into doing in the future. And again, it's about finding, it's about finding the right people and the right topics to interview about. Plus, a lot of people would prefer to be interviewed by channels with a larger audience, if that makes sense. Although, again, to me, 13,500 is crazy. But for many other people, they'd see that and they go, oh, that's nothing. Do you know what I mean? So hopefully as we grow, maybe we can get into a position where we can do that. Interview some strippers occasionally. So I'll get some strippers over and have a game of strip poker. Obviously, I'll fix the deck. It goes without saying. I always tell you the truth in my reports. I will always tell you if there's something I'm not sure about, or if I can't verify something, I will tell you that I can't verify it, rather than just tell you it. Like tonight's PAP reports, there was that story about Lee Howard, the Greater Manchester Police Constable, who supposedly went on the BBC News and told everybody that he cradled a dead baby in his arms. The absolute sick bastard. But because I couldn't verify that story, I told you before I sort of told you what the situation was. And then I tried to show you some of the verification that I do, by adding that on to the end, by phoning the court, by phoning the newspapers. Do you see what I mean? That's the kind of thing that I do behind the scenes. That's that kind of thing you don't see in a video, because it's it's time consuming, and really you don't want to see me doing that in every video. But to show you that I'm phoning around and I'm trying to verify facts as well, I hope that obviously shows you that I am trying to put as much as I can into what I do to make sure that I'm delivering and passing on truthful information as far as I can be sure that it's the truth, if that makes sense. Yeah, Anthony M. It's something that I can do. Again, it's because of time constraints and other things that I want to do. That would be something I would find a video, and that would take me maybe a month, a month of Sundays, as they say, in order to do a video. And then I'd probably do one a month, simply because it's impossible to find the time to go through an entire episode of Police Interceptors, for example, and sort of, take Jamie Theakston's voice out, who's simply there to try and big the police up, even though they're doing things they shouldn't be doing. So it is a big job to do. I don't know why people keep going on about TV licensing. Why is everyone still going on about TV licensing? What have I missed here? Is there somebody what? TV licensing, don't forget. What? If you do, you are required. Do you have TV licensing, don't forget? What are you doing? Yeah, all right, Marty, no worries. Right. Let me just find something on here. Right. We are now going to pick a winner for a PAP hat. One of these. I think Marty has gone live again. Let me have a look. No, he hasn't. Where are you, Marty? What are you doing? Talk to me. Oh, right. Okay, no worries. Well, do me a favour, Marty. Hang on, let me just get rid of that. Right. Do me a favour, Marty. I need to know in a second how many comments there are on your channel. Don't tell me just yet. But right, guys, so we are going to pick a winner for a PAP hat. So I need your attention. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, innies, outers, and in-betweeners. Your attention, please. I have on my phone a random number generator. I put in the minimum amount and the maximum amount, which will be the entire number of comments that Marty has had on that video. I will put that number into here as the maximum number, and then I will let this pick a random number. Then Marty is going to go through and find whichever comment that is, and that person will be the winner. Okay? So, Marty, make sure you've got no comments in being held for review. And then let me know how many comments you've got in total, please. Okay, I'm sure we can wait for one moment, although you really should have been all over that already, Marty. Come on now. You're letting me down. 64, and that's including any, or rather you've not got any held comments in review, no? Simon Pinder says 67. Can you try refreshing your page, Marty, just to double check, please? $65. Okay. Well, if we keep waiting and keep refreshing, I've a feeling it's going to keep going up. So we'll go with that number 65. Okay. So 65. So, oh, if you can see that, minimum number 1, maximum number 65, and we hit random and we hit generate. Right, 53. Whoever owns comment 53, Marty, is the winner of a PAP cap. Thank you, Jay. If it's true report, I will have to do it again because he's already won the camcorder. Well, let's see who that winner is. I'm not counting. By the way, Marty, I hope you're not waiting for me to count. And the winner is, drum roll, Mike Parker. Mike Parker. Where are you, Mike Parker? Raise your hand if you're still here. Mike Parker, are you about? Are you around? Are you here? I don't think he is. Okay. No, it doesn't look like he's here. Okay, well, ultimately, the guy has been picked at random, which is why I asked Marty to count the comments, and that's why I used the random number generator. And yeah, so Marty is going to reply to that message. If he doesn't come back to me in a reasonable time frame, then I will redo it. Okay, I will redo it if he doesn't come back to me in a reasonable time frame. So I think that's fair. I have to give some time, so I'm going to have to give him some time first of all in order to watch back on this video and reply. So we'll give it some time and then I'll come back if he fails to respond. I think that's the only fair way to do it. Ultimately, there could be a reason. It could be that his computer's gone down. He's turned his computer off, or it might be restarted, or his internet might have gone down. Just see what I mean? So I have to do the right thing and give him some time. He might be having a shit. That's true. That's true. There could be any reason. So, right. So that's that. So that's the winner, Mike Parker, wasn't it? So Mike Parker. Okay. You know his name is a regular. Okay. To be honest, I don't recognise the name. But if he may be one of your, you know, might be more active on your channel, Marty, than he is on mine. Which, if he is, I'm upset. I will, as time goes on, as I say, I want to be able to give things away. I love giving things away, but again, I've got to be able to afford to give them away. Do you know what I mean? So, yeah. So there we go. Free for what? Mark Williams. Oh, goodness me, what's going on? Perhaps you'd know the names of all 13,500 subscribers and recite them from memory. Mate, I don't even remember what I've had for breakfast half the time, let alone anything else. What other prizes? I would like to give away. What I want to do at some point in the future. Again, the problem is it all boils down to, and I hate keep saying it, but it all boils down to money. Pinaki, if I had the money, then I would buy. I would happily buy body cams, review them, give them away. You know, that kind of thing, or spy cams, for example. Do you know what I mean? You can buy hats with cameras in them. You can buy, you know that as well as I do. There's all sorts of things, and I'd love to be able to review stuff, for example, and give them away, or even be in a position to give away some of the merchandise every now and again. But again, it all comes down to making sure that the videos get monetized, which is very difficult. As you know, with your own videos, Pinaki knows it's very difficult to get in this topic that we cover. It's very difficult to get something that isn't deemed as being, unsuitable for most advertisers. So it's a pain in the backside. I should have thought twice about what kind of channel I wanted to do. But yes, Joker. One of the things I want to do is, as I say, is get a website set up, and then I can do that kind of stuff. So boobs always work. Well, I can't give away boobs. I've got no boobs to give away. Cheers, Marty. Thank you, mate. Marty will be doing the draw for the t-shirt tomorrow, so you're gonna have to keep an eye out for that information on his channel tomorrow. Yeah, I'm hoping that, I mean, look at it this way, this first year, this last 12 months, and I've got to say how incredibly grateful I am, is that there are channels that have been going far longer than mine. And although I think they're great channels, I've strided past those channels in subscribers, and I am genuinely, grateful for the fact that we've grown so quickly. As far as I'm concerned, my next target is Pinaki News. My next target is to overtake Pinaki News. And then I'm going after civil disobedience and overtake him. But I'm hoping that this year, 25,000 by the end of this year would be incredible. It would be absolutely amazing. And I think that if we can get to that point, I think we'll be in a position to be able to, to afford some giveaways and things like that, which is going to be awesome. Yeah, of course I can, Colin. Was that through PayPal? And you put your details in there to make sure your address was in there and that, yeah? Yeah, I'm actually really enjoying doing the PAP reports, Pinaki. It's hard work, don't get me wrong, but I enjoy doing them. There isn't anywhere that I know of that just does that just puts out that kind of information. There may be, but I've not come across anywhere yet, and I think that is I think that's a USP of this channel now. Yeah, you know. But to be fair, my editing is actually quite basic, in all fairness. But I will be getting some new software in the next couple of weeks, and I'm hoping that the production value is going to go up as well. I mean, you do far better editing than I do, Pinaki. Again, but you've been doing it for longer than I have as well. Animating is, so that's way beyond me, and I just don't even have the time to even consider learning it. Yes, there are some free software. The problem with free software that I find is that you often get a lack in support. I'm not saying that they all lack in support, but some of them lack in support, and some of them are actually quite is a huge learning curve with some of them. So there's one that I'm going to test out. It comes with a month's free trial first of all, and then after that it's only, I think, £70, £80 I think it is. But it literally gives me everything. It gives me everything that I have been looking for in some software. And I just think for me that will be the one that I need to use, but I need to test it for a month first. Cool, thank you, Colin, appreciate that. Much appreciated. More floods in the Shire. Well, them hobbits are going to have trouble, wouldn't they? Sorry, I shouldn't take a mickey out of it because it's not, but I can't help it. That's just the way I am. You got to laugh, but at stuff. But yeah, hopefully you're not suffering too much with the floods. Oh well, Colin, that's incredibly nice of you. Thank you. Well, I'll tell you what I'm going to do. Now, nobody has, again, please understand that I am not asking, I'm not asking people for anything. So please understand that first of all. All of my videos will always be free to everybody. Okay, always. If I set up a Patreon account or one of the other ones, I just need people to understand that I don't have at the moment anything to give away as such. As time goes on, I can change that and I can give things to people. No problem with doing that whatsoever. But if I set one up, then please understand that unlike some of the big channels who can give stuff back to you, I won't be able to initially, apart from maybe give some of you some early access to stuff. So, so as long as that's that's understood, then yeah, then you know, I'll maybe set that up. Yeah, PayPal works. I do have that. I do have a link for PayPal in the description. But again, you know, I'll think about it over. I'll think about it over the next week or so and see what I can come up with. And yeah, and we'll see what we can come up with anyway. Hosting, I've got hosting. I've got you know, I already have hosting for websites that I've run in the past. But a website for, well, yeah, it would snap phase. Yeah, of course. I mean, something like that, you know, would be incredible, to be fair. I mean, even a pound or a dollar. Do you know what I mean? You know, it's just unfortunate because of the, for example, Patreon, they take a percentage, and then you've got a percentage of the transaction fee as well that has to be taken, and that's what's annoying in most cases. So if I can get a website up and running as soon as possible, then I'd be able to do stuff like direct bank transfers, for example, and you know, no fees involved in that. But you know, again, these are things. This is why I wanted to speak to you in this live as well, is to sort of give people an idea of what my plans were, and to see if anybody's got some, you know, got any ideas of their own. Because ultimately, as I say, it's down to you guys. You know, this channel would be nothing without all of you. And so I want to make sure that anything that I do with the channel, I want to make sure that you guys are happy with it. I'll have a word with Joe later, Colin, and find out. I'll get him to check his link. Yeah, the thing with PayPal, Holly, is because I do have a company at the moment. It's not trading, but I do have a business, a company. I'm a director of a company, but as it's not trading, but that is what's linked up to my PayPal account. So it's done through through the business sort of accounts, if you like. So to do it as I'm not entirely sure whether or not it is allowing it to go through as friends and family or not, because it's down as a PayPal business account. Yeah, YouTube, I'm not entirely sure the exact amount, but YouTube, I think they take something like maybe 30% or something like that. But again, I'm not 100% sure. Gifts are fee-free. They should be. As I say, I'm not entirely sure, because although I've donated to some other channels, they have been personal PayPal accounts, not linked to a business PayPal account, you see. So I'm not 100% sure on that. Yeah, well, I mean, as I say, through Patreon, you've got the Patreon fee, then you've got your transaction fees, and then you get taxed on it as well, don't you? So no worries, Pinaki News. That's awesome, mate. That's absolutely amazing. Yeah, we can always, you know, do something similar to what we've done tonight with Marty. But maybe because you've got, I mean, you've got something that you can use to come onto a live stream with me, haven't you? So we can do it that way and have us both on camera if that's something you wanted to do in the future. Noli D, you're going to leave us now, are you? Hey, don't hear from you for ages, and then you jump in and off you go again. I'm only joking. Oh dear. Yes, Colin. Yeah, I was going to do that. I was going to put some bank details up, but I was told that not a good idea because people can take those details and go and set up online direct debits and what have you. So I need to think of I need to think of a safer way of doing that. Raffle off cuddles with the pooches. Well, Alice loves cuddles. Daisy, however, if you try and cuddle Daisy, she pushes you away. She doesn't like, you know, she will only cuddle you if she wants to cuddle you. Otherwise, no, stuffed. See you, David. Thanks for joining us. Postal orders. Again, I think with postal orders, I think you have to pay a fee for postal orders as well. I know you have to pay a fee when you buy a postal order. I'm not entirely, I've never had a postal order, but so I don't know if you have to pay a fee to pay a fee. What? I don't know if you have to pay a fee to cash a postal order. Theoretical. Nothing wrong, mate. Nothing wrong. We're just having a chat about the fact that a channel's been going for a year now, and you know, just having a bit of a chinwag with people. Dean, no problem. It's your 53rd on Thursday. Well, happy birthday for Thursday. I'm sure I won't forget. I mean, I'm sure I won't remember by Thursday, which is terrible of me. So I'm going to say now, happy birthday for Thursday. I hope you have a fantastic day. Right. Well, I'll definitely look into it all and see what I can come up with. As I say, you know, none of my content is ever going to be paid content. Okay, so I want to make that absolutely undeniably clear that all of my videos will always be publicly accessible forever. Thank you, David, thank you very much. Good night to you too. So I don't want to keep going on about the different payment methods and things like that, because, you know, ultimately it's not about that. I'm doing what I like doing. I really enjoy doing what I'm doing. I enjoy interacting with everybody, and I want to continue doing that, and I'm doing it for that reason. Okay, so as I say, although we're talking about, you know, ways of contributing and stuff, nothing by way of videos will ever be, you know, paid only. So there you go. Yes, Dingo, they do, but that's what I'm saying. You know, if people make if I ask people, then it's not a donation, is it? Do you see what I mean? If I say to people, can you give me money? That's not a donation, you know. And you know, that is something that I don't ever want to do. I don't ever want to say to people, can you give me, you know. I had the amount of people that helped me when the computer went down. I am so grateful for that. I could never have believed that people were so generous and so decent to help me with that. And you could see, you know, what I've got going on. You know, I've got the computer and it works brilliantly and it's fast, and I don't think I've had a single problem with it since I've had it. It's amazing. But yes, I do want to get equipment as time goes on. As I said yesterday, these lights that I'm using are battery powered and they take forever to charge. So if those go, I'm knackered. You know, if these went now, it would be really dark in here. Then I've got the fact that I'm using a mobile phone to do this, and it's not doing it now. Sometimes the focus goes in and out, which is really annoying. Also, when I'm doing this live, the built-in laptop camera is terrible. So I did buy a Logitech 1080p camera. However, the quality of that, even though that cost me, what was it? Almost £70 that was. And the quality of that isn't all that good either. So I want to be able to get a camera that I can hook in and use as a camera for, you know, and for the computer and laptop to pick it up as a webcam, because the camera I'm using, it won't do that. And this is the best quality camera I've got at the moment. Turn off the lights. Okay, I've got some other lights in here on. Oh. So it looks a bit grainy and dull without the lights on. So, that that K9, it's K9 shadow out of Doctor Who. Who remembers Doctor Who? K9. It looks like the shadow of him there. Oh. No, yeah, you're right. The monitors don't help. Really, the reason I leave them on is just to give it a little bit of something going on in the background. Otherwise, I just feel that it will be very dull to, I mean, you know, I can be dull to listen to. So I don't want it to be dull to look at as well. Although I could always take my hat off and give you something to look at and laugh at. That flag, that's 5 by 3 foot, that flag. I could get a 6 by 3.5 foot, I think it is, or a 6 by 3, something like that. But yeah, it wouldn't fit in the it wouldn't fit in that gap. See, the other thing as well is this, you know, this is my lounge that I'm sitting in. Do you know what I mean? I don't have a room dedicated to be able to make these. Pinaki News said the other day about getting a green screen, which would be a great idea at some point. But again, because I'm in the lounge, it's very difficult to put anything like that together. So as time goes on, then maybe yes, I'll get that sorted out. But but I do want to be able to improve the quality of the stuff that I give you. I'm not talking about TV news. They've got hundreds of £1,000s worth of equipment. I'm not talking about stuff like that. I just want to be able to do something that's a little bit more appealing to the eye, shall we say. Shane Austin, I'm happy to take a look. You can send it via email, via WhatsApp, or via Facebook, or even upload it and send me the link to an unlisted YouTube version if you want to. That's absolutely fine. These are the ones I've got, Holly. Oops, I'll show you. Let me turn this off because otherwise it will blind you. This is what I've got. It's like 125 or something like that LED on a stand, on a tripod, and that sits on. This is actually my dinner table that this is all on at the moment. Okay, so this is how sort of put together this is. This is just two small lights. The actual camera sits on top of a box at the moment. Let me show you the actual that box, and that is where my phone goes, the phone holder. So that's literally how I'm set up here. Sorry about that. So that, literally this is like really, bodge job put together. And this is my setup for when I do all of my videos. Well, that's something I was looking at to do with the, with soft boxes and things like that. These have got, you have a clear diffuser. I've got a clear diffuser on one of them, and on the other one I've got this sort of darker toned one to try and balance, the colour out a little bit. And I mean, they do the job at the moment. It's just that obviously I want to, I would like to make this channel the source for information when it comes to like the PAP reports, for example, and to do that I need to improve on the production quality and the image quality and everything else. So I am all for any help that anybody wants to give in that respect. But if you want to email me, Holly, you can do that. policeabusingpowers@gmail.com. Feel free to send me an email. Although don't tell Joe because he might get jealous. There's a bulb in the ceiling light. The only problem is it's one of them. It's an energy saver one. I keep meaning to get some LED bulbs for in here, but it's an big energy saver one, about that big. But it gives off a really weird colour. All right, Holly, that's brilliant. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, I know. I don't know where he is. Stood me up as well. Arsehole. Yeah, green screen. Yeah, as I say, I think at some point it would be great to be able to get something set up. But again, because I'm in my lounge at the moment, very difficult, and I've got all of this behind me. in order to put a green screen up, it would never be, it would never be a flat screen. I wouldn't be able to do it where, here. And the lighting in this room is terrible as well. So I really need to either sort out the other room, or I am in the process of looking at moving back down south at the moment. So I might wait until I know if I'm moving or not. If I'm moving, then I can move into a place and set somewhere aside for, for my studio. Tyrant Finder, yeah, we're still on. Yeah, I've got a habit of running into the sort of 3 hour long time scales in my lives. I have to speak, it's just me and the dogs normally. So yeah, when I get a chance to talk to people on here, we just talk and just chat about all sorts of stuff. Yeah, it's very expensive to move back down, but down south. Once you move to a place that's cheaper to live, it's very difficult to get yourself back to one of these, to somewhere a little bit more expensive to live. So again, seeing as this channel, I'll keep coming back to this, but this channel is about, is ultimately about you guys, because I'm trying to give you what it is that you want and what it is that you expect from this kind of a channel. Is there anything, or is there any ideas that you guys have had, or maybe not have had, but have now? Have you got any ideas of things that you might like to see on the channel? And I can maybe consider implementing some stuff there. Hi Keith, welcome to the chat. Do I think we'll ever have a proper constitution? Not at the moment, no. It is my honest opinion that too many people have forgotten their rights. And they've forgotten them sufficiently enough to the point where when you talk to them about their rights, they just assume that the way that we are treated is the way that we should be treated, if that makes sense. Oh, she stopped. That was Alice having a bad dream. Bless her. You think it would be good to show at least one good police constable doing the job the way he should, just once a while? Well, to be honest, I do try. I have come across some in the past. I mean, for example, Stuart Alton, the guy that got macheted. I think he deserved a pat on the back for the fact that he didn't just shit himself and crumble and against somebody who had a bloody great machete. I actually said in that video that I'd done about him that he deserves some recognition for the way that he handled that situation. There's also a traffic stop one that I've spoke about. Thank you, Keith, much appreciated. There was one about a traffic stop where the lad in the car was really belligerent, if you like. He was really argumentative with the cop, and the cop was actually, and I could not believe how reasonable the police constable was with this lad in the car, considering what we see on an almost daily basis. The cop really did act with integrity in that particular situation. So there are some that I come across that I will put out and say, and I will put that out and say, look, I think this guy done well considering he was, faced with this idiot, So it's a shame that I don't come across more of them. But ultimately, the name of the game for the channel is really to let people know the dark side of it rather than the propaganda side of it. Moist. I love that word. Is it me or has it gone? Oh, right. Haircuts for homeless vid from America. So there's my barber up the road here at Christmas time. He does that. He puts a post on his Facebook page and promotes it. And anybody at Christmas time that literally can't afford a haircut, he'll give them a haircut. He'll literally take a whole day out and just not get paid for any customers on that day and give everybody a haircut for free, which I think is amazing. I think it's absolutely brilliant. Snap phase, yeah, unfortunately, that's the point with a lot of people. They know, because it's institutional, isn't it? And they know that there is corruption and abuse of power and abuse of positions, but they don't realize how bad. In fact, I'm working on a video at the moment, folks, and most of you will say the same thing, right? Type 1 in the comments if you think that more people die from terrorism each year than die from police. So if you think more people die from terrorism each year than they do from at the hands of the police, type 1 in the comments. Okay, well, I think that answers the question. Chucker Wobbly, take it easy. Thank you very much for joining us. If you think more people die at the hands of the police than die at the hands of terrorists each year, type 2. Take it easy, Paul. Thank you. Right, and that alone proves my point. But I'm working on a video at the moment. I found some interesting figures. I'm not going to go into it, but at some point this week I will upload the video. Won't be very long, but it will be a video that explains something that you're going to be able to use. Swoop, I get that some of the audience may be a little biased. I understand that, but also, if you knew yourself the figures, you would be I think you would be shocked. Yes, some. I don't think they're all biased. I don't think they're all biased. I personally, people call me a cop hater, okay? People call me a cop hater. People say, no, I know, I'm just saying. But people call me a cop hater. They say that I'm biased. They say, you know, that I hate the police, blah, blah, blah. And that's not the truth. The actual truth is the police are a necessity. We have to have the police, or a police service, okay, or force, whatever you want to call it. We have to have them. That is part of society. However, what I hate and what I cannot abide by are bent police. And it's not just police, I'm talking about all public officials, but I'm just using police as an example here. I am against all of the bent public officials that think that they can get away with stuff because of their position, because of their badge, because of their uniform. And the good police, because there are some good police, I hand on heart believe that there are good police. Hand on heart, I believe that. But the problem is the good police end up covering for the bad police, which then makes the good police bad police. See what I mean? And there's very few that will stand up against the bad police. And there's your problem there. Do you know what I mean? It's not about being a grass or anything like that. Do you know what I mean? If you're working in an industry or in an institution like the police, or as a counsellor, or in any other public service based, position, you have a duty. You have a duty to, to do what you do with integrity. And if you come across somebody that's doing something that can damage the name of that institution or whatever that might be, then you have a duty to speak up about that. And if you sit back and just allow it to happen, or if you assist in covering it up, you are as bad as the people that are perpetrating those offences yourself. Do you see what I mean? But I do know that there are some decent police out there. I get emails from serving police constables and officers, okay? And I can't say their names. They've asked me not to say their names, and I won't. If anybody ever talks to me in confidence, then it stays in confidence. But I've had conversations with serving police constables and police officers about the channel and about some of the videos that I've put up. And almost everyone, I can't say all of them, but almost everyone says they agree with what I'm trying to do, trying to show people and highlight what goes on. The more people that know about what goes on, the more eyes there are on these public officials, meaning that there's less chance that they're going to be able to do something and get away with it. And that's what I want. I don't want these people to get away with it. The College of Policing love to give guidelines, okay? Not rules, but guidelines. And the problem with guidelines is that they are not something that is enforceable, okay? We have laws and acts and statutes that they enforce on us, but in their own institution, they have guidelines, which means that, for example, the College of, and it's not just the College of Police, we're talking about ACPO, or the now Association of Chief Police. No, that is ACPO, isn't it? You know what I mean, ACPO. Even them, the guidance on photography means that the police can either take that guidance and run with it or make up their own. There's nothing there that enforces those views of the higher ups. So what is the point? Yeah, testosterone driven numbnuts out to impress. Yeah, I totally agree. Have I done many interviews with cops? Well, I'll be honest with you, the ones that I've spoken to in email, they don't want to be known, or they don't want it to be known that they're police. And I can understand that because of the name that police have got. Do you know what I mean? Or a lot of them have got. And therefore, I won't break that trust that they've got with me because they've told me. Do you know what I mean? They've told me that they're police and have asked me not to divulge that, and I won't. You know what I mean? It's about integrity, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? I can't. If somebody tells me something, I'm certainly not going to go blabbing about it to everybody else, unless what they've told me could be a danger to other people. Then I will. But other than that, if somebody tells me something in confidence, then that will still stay with me. Shane, my email address is policeabusingpowers@gmail.com. Thank you, Janine the Bean Armitage. 1 year today. Gmail size limits, I'm not entirely sure, to be honest. There is, oh God, what's it called? If you go to Google, hang on, let me look it up. Let me just look something up very quickly. I try not to use Google much these days, but right, there we go. WeTransfer. If you have something for me, a video, and you think it's too large to be sent through email or anything like that, go to WeTransfer.com. It's what I've used it. Well, I've not used it. Other people have used it to send me stuff. But go to WeTransfer. It's free, and it allows you to share files up to 2 gig in size. And all you do is you send, it asks you an email address of somebody to send the link to download the file, and the file is there for say 24 hours or something like that before it gets deleted. So if you've got anything to send to me, then you can send it that way. Hello, Ian. Nice to see you. Oh, no way. Your motorbike got nicked. Oh, Jesus. Oh, I don't know what to say. I do have a look at the emails daily. However, I check, normally I see what the title is of the email, like the subject line. If you send me an email and you put in something like download this file or something like that, then I will look at that. And if there's something there, and on a daily basis, and if there's something there, then I will go and do it, check it and download it. So Ian, is that the number plate that you've just put in? Is that the number plate for your bike? What kind of bike was it, did you say? Yeah, Ian, what kind of bike was it? Can you give us a little description? let me save that in a text file. Somebody just said it there about going into the local Facebook groups, Ian. Now, I have to say that is a good idea if you've got Facebook. I know of people that have got stolen bikes and cars back very quickly by popping it in these local Facebook buy and sell groups and that kind of thing. But yeah, I would definitely go, and even if you have to join some for a week or two, go and join some of them local Facebook groups to your area. Get the word out, get a photo in there if you can. People are really, really good in those groups. More people with eyes than cops, absolutely. Yeah, any police constables watching this video, Ian's just given a description and number plate. So keep your eyes open. Don't do the normal. Don't go after somebody just because you can get a fine out of them. Go and actually, find these crooks that have stolen his bike. Oh, I'd be devastated, Ian. I'm sorry to hear that, man. That's not good news at all, mate. No, unfortunately, the police aren't interested. I mean, it's a video, one of the videos I put out the other day, I went through some numbers of the police not actually finding the criminals of many crimes, you know what I mean? And it's absolutely unbelievable the amount of crimes that are going unsolved because the police seem to be giving up. Oh, rum and raisin, Bourneville. Oh, heaven. If you post that link in the groups and anybody says, I've found it, I've seen it, I would suggest you phone the police and tell them that you're on your way there to go and drag the guy out of his house. Because if you tell them that you're going to go and commit assault, they'll be there like a shot. But if you tell them that you know where your bike is and it was stolen and you want them to come, chances are you're going to be waiting several hours or several days. Oh, I'm sorry people. Yeah, it's that one, Bourneville, old Jamaican rum and raisin. I used to hate dark chocolate. I used to hate it. My mum used to eat it all the time because she knew us kids wouldn't eat it. But now I love it. Absolutely love it. Yeah, exactly, Ian. So you have to tell them if and when you find out where it is, you've literally got to phone them and say, I know where it is and I'm going to cave his head in. And they'll say, right, well, where is it? And they'll send somebody there straight away. Just make sure that when you get there, you don't cave his head in. Thank you, Ian. Thank you, Ian. Right, I need to save some of that for later. If I sit here munching it all, that's no good. Thanks, Colin. Oh dear. Right. Oh God, I loved. Oh, that chocolate is beautiful. Anyway, I've gifted myself that chocolate for being a year old. No, Ian, don't apologise, mate. Do you know what I mean? I'd be doing my nut if something of mine got stolen. Absolutely be doing my nut. Who knows? We might even get to a point where we've got that many people subscribed to the channel. When something like this happens, we might be able to get better results quicker than the police do. Do you know what I mean? I don't mind jumping on. Somebody tells me something's been stolen. I don't mind jumping on and doing a quick live, telling everybody, giving them the details, telling them to keep an eye open. You know what I mean? Put the bins out yourself, Holly. God, so lazy. Hand muff warrior. But Janine, I've got a sweet tooth though. That's the thing. I actually have a major sweet tooth, and 3-4 years ago, I literally overnight cut down from 3 sugars in every coffee to 1 sugar overnight. It was hard work because it tasted horrible, but now I'm used to it. But I still have cravings for sugar, so I don't really like the taste of Lucozade. But with the lack of sugar in the chocolate and the sugar in the Lucozade, kind of levels it out a little bit. So it's annoying that we can't have music on because it get shut down if I had music on. You all right, kid? What do you want? Oh, hello, Daisy. Hello, baby. Hello. Hello. Hello, Alice. Oh, hello, baby. Hello, girls. Hello. 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 No, I know where you're hanging around. You're not having the chocolate, I'm afraid. I'm sorry. No, absolutely not. If I had kids here, they wouldn't be getting any either. So, no. Sling your hook. Go on, off you go. Don't sit there licking your lips at me. Off you go. Go on. Clear off. Goodness me. They're worse than children. Don't rub my eyes. No, I'll keep my eyes off. Keep my hands off my eyes. Um, I've missed some comments. Ian, just don't forget to record it. That's the main thing. So for some reason it's showing on the laptop. I'm watching the stream as I do it, and it's really bad quality on there on the laptop, really blurry. Is it blurry for you guys, or can you see me clearly? It is clear. That's strange. Ah, right, okay. Who was that just said that? Snap phase. Do you know what? I don't know why I didn't think of it. I think it's because it's always set to HD anyway. I've just clicked on the little cog and it's on 144p. The quality is on 144p when it's recording in 720. What? Unbelievable. So, right there, oh, there we go. Actually, I think I look better when it was on 144p. Oh, Jesus. Right, okay. Well, it's 720 now. That's better. No, it's I've changed the setting on the video I'm watching on my screen. For some reason, it dropped to 144p instead of 720. Oh, thanks, Dave. Made me feel much better about myself. Do you know what you need to do? Rather than him calling you, just stay where you are and call him. Tell him he's got to come to you. Take control. No worries, snap phase. But the only thing I know about him, Sampson, PC, William Sampson, 3139 from Ecclesfield Police of South Yorkshire Police. I've got that memorised now. I'm never going to forget that. Is that he apparently has been taken off frontline duties. Apparently he's still, he has simply been put on desk duty for the time being. Oh, right. Oh, you know what I thought when you said he was calling you? I thought like from another room, but I think you mean on the phone there, don't you? I think that's what you mean. Oh, what's going on? Yeah, mine froze as well there. Somebody said that the video froze. Mine did as well. So I've just refreshed the page and it's come back. The Harry Miller case, I think I said it in the video, and that is that although it's a small win for freedom of expression, the judge seemed very careful to not give it all up, shall we say. The judge turned around and said, let me try and think off the top of my head what he said. He said that the police collecting the information of people is not unlawful, something along those lines. But they, they shouldn't have gone knocking on his door about the situation. But I think it's difficult for me to think off the top of my head what I said, but I did mention in PAP reports the other day, I think it was maybe Wednesday or Thursday, I think I mentioned it. Yeah, I did give my opinion in that video, but I can't remember what it was because I can't remember exactly what the judge said. No, that's fine. Don't apologise for not seeing it. Just get over there and watch it now. No, I'm joking. Yeah, I think it's a partial win. But even that wasn't very well sort of promoted across the news channels, as far as I'm aware. Yeah. How did I get my content when I first started? Well, my initial, how this channel started was because I was at the time. Oh, there you go. Don't abuse your spanners. So yeah, at the time I was actually building basic website templates, and I wanted to do a website template which stood out. So I thought I live literally minutes away. And literally minutes away is a fire station, an ambulance station and a police station, all literally next door to each other. So all I wanted to do was go up there when it was nighttime, get literally 30 seconds worth of footage of an emergency vehicle coming out of the gates of the headquarters, whatever you want to call it, the station, and that's it. But unfortunately, the police had other plans, so I ended up getting arrested ultimately, and that's kind of what got me into this. My first few videos were about this, were about my arrest and whatnot, and then I did an audit. I went and did an audit at Jacob's Cracker Factory, which it just didn't do anything for me. I just didn't, some people do that and they do it really, really well, but it wasn't for me. I don't disagree with people doing it. Okay, don't necessarily disagree with people doing it. If people have got the right to do these things, then why shouldn't they do them? But for me, that wasn't my niche, if you like. So then I decided to in all fairness, I kind of copied Crime Bodge a little bit, and I don't mind saying that. Crime Bodge was being sent videos, and he was dissecting them, and then giving the, his thoughts on the videos. So I'd done a few of those, and that's kind of how I sort of moved on a little bit. But this year I just decided to go in a slightly different direction with the PAP reports. I just thought there's nobody out there. No, Cogito. No, that was me. That was me. But I couldn't find anybody out there that was doing sort of roundups of the bad shit that's been going on in the world or in the country. So I just kind of thought to myself, well, it seemed to make a bit of sense, to start getting on in that direction. And it kind of goes with the idea of where I want to take the channel anyway. It would be, for me, it would be great because there's some channels in America. There are some channels in America. There's one called, there's actually one called Police Accountability Project. Now, that Police Accountability Project, there's a woman presenter, and she has a man who is a investigative journalist, and they've got a studio and everything else. Do you know what I mean? And they even speak to people that have been involved in those situations, and that is exactly where I would love to get this channel to. That kind of situation, have a little studio set up, invite people in, and actually have a production value that is comparable of a news outlet, shall we say. And that is really where I would love to be able to take this channel, in that route. Joe Kerr, what's your background, Pap? I'll be honest with you, as I always am. I had some very small amount of knowledge of the law before I started this channel. Okay. When I started this channel, it was literally because of the arrest, when I was arrested, the way that they treated me, and everything else. I made this channel just to highlight that. That was it. No other reason other than to put that out there. But people started subscribing. I wasn't thinking about it at the time, but people started subscribing to the channel, and I'm like, Jesus, people are subscribing. This would be great if, if I could do some more videos and stuff. But I've had to learn what I know now, and I'm still learning. I am not legally trained, okay, and I'm a long way off of the kind of knowledge that Crime Bodge has got. But what I will do is I will look up what I need to look up. Yeah, Crime Bodge might be able to say it off the top of his head because he's been dealing with it for a long time. If I don't know something, I will look it up, and I'll make sure that the information that I'm giving is correct to the best of my ability. But I'm still learning a lot, but my background is not in anything that I do on this channel. My background, I'm actually, yeah, Rob, yeah, it's decent. He's all right, Rob is, yeah. I'm a chef by trade, okay, a chef. I've worked in kitchens most of my life. I've been a dustman, or what they call now, a refuse something operator, or whatever they call it. But I was a dustman. Do you know what I mean? I've done all sorts of jobs. I've had my own company, sales company. I've done door-to-door sales. I've done lots and lots of different things. But what I'm doing now, I'm still learning, but I'm happy. I'm at my happiest when I'm looking stuff up, to be fair. But me me doing what I'm doing, I hope, is helpful to you guys, because it saves you having to go and do all the looking up that I do. Do you know what I mean? That makes sense. So I can spend, I can spend hours looking stuff up to put, for a 3-minute segment of a video. But it saves you having to do it. Do you know what I mean? And I enjoy doing it as well. So if I didn't enjoy doing it, I certainly wouldn't be doing it. That's for sure. It keeps my mind occupied. I do suffer from mental health issues, as I've said before, and excuse me. And doing this, it enables me to keep my mind busy. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, so so that's all good. What happened to the vid of the copper getting soaked by the car? It disappeared. Right. I am in contact with the person who owns that video. Now, that video got copyright striked. Okay. If you remember, I had this copyright strike from Disco Boy, Lee Marshall, and I was trying to sort that out with him. Anyway, a couple of days later, I had a copyright strike about that video, the copper getting splashed. I had that video sent to me by WhatsApp. Okay. It came as a file. It didn't come as a link. It came as a file, and it came through to my WhatsApp, the number that's up the top in my header here on YouTube. And it said, you can use my video. So I looked at the video and I saw what it was, and I wasn't sure whether it was set up or not. As I said in the video, I wasn't sure if it was set up or not. However, people were saying, yes, it's set up. Anyway, it wasn't until I think a couple of days later that I was told, or I wasn't told, I was looking on Lee Marshall's YouTube, Twitter, and I saw, rather, not that I was told, but I saw Lee Marshall had commented on some videos that said, here's another one to strike. And I saw another one that said, and another one to strike, and it tagged somebody in it. Anyway, I went to have a look at that page of the person that he had tagged, and it was somebody who has the Britain's Most Wanted, I think it is, Facebook page, something to do with Troll Station. But by that point, I had already had the copyright strike on the video. Now, I emailed the email address from that copyright strike, and I said to them, look, I've been sent this video by WhatsApp. I used it in good faith. If it's yours and you prove it's yours, I'm quite happy to take it down. I didn't, I wasn't ultimately trying to use somebody else's content. I didn't monetize the video. It was literally somebody sent it to me. I thought it was funny. They said I could use it, so I uploaded it. I then find out that it was somebody else's. Now, I don't know whether or not, and I can't say that it was. I can only say I don't know, and only because of the situation that led up to it. I had this problem with Disco Boy initially. A day or so later, I received a file on WhatsApp. Now, I don't know who sends me these files. All I get is a phone number. That's it. I don't save any of the names to my phone. Otherwise, I'd run out of space. So on that particular number, I don't save anybody. But people will send me links and chat to me through there and stuff. Now, that was just a day or so after this incident with Lee Marshall. And then a day or so later, I get a copyright strike for it. For me, I and again, I'm not, and I do not accuse people of anything unless I've got proof. Okay, that's one thing. I don't give info unless I can prove it. But I can say if I have an opinion. And I have an opinion that it could have been that it was a setup. I have no proof, therefore I will not say that it was. I hope it wasn't, but it could have been, because the circumstances, yeah, circumstantial evidence, but do you see what I mean? There was a chain of events that I think any reasonable person may come to a conclusion. But again, as there's no proof, I will not accuse anybody of something that I cannot prove that they have done. It may just be bad timing. It may have just been bad timing. Or it may be somebody not even connected to them that sent it to me, because I have haters on this channel, remember, right? So it could have been another hater that sent it to me and then went and told them that I've got the video. So there's another route that it could have gone down. So, you know, I don't know. But the video got taken down. I did have an email back from the person saying if I want to take it to court, they're happy to take me to court, because there's no way that I could get away with saying it was fair use. And not once have I said that that was fair use. I genuinely took it on faith that the person that sent it to me owned that footage. Thank you, Ian. Much appreciated. But I took that video that was sent to me, that file, I took it on faith, blind faith, that it was a supporter of the channel, had a video for me, and it was theirs, and I uploaded it. As I said to the guy that emailed me, you know, I don't want it to go to court. I would rather us sort this out. Do you know what I mean? I've explained to you the situation. I get that people do try and rob content for monetary gain. The video I had wasn't monetized. You know, it was just for fun, you know, have a laugh. That was it. Had I have known where it had come from before I got the copyright strike, I most certainly would have taken it off. Okay. Or at the very least, I would have gone to them and said to them, look, somebody sent me this. Was it you? If they'd have said, no, it wasn't me, I'd say, right, I'm going to take it down because I've put it up and I thought it was somebody else's, and that's it. So you can't say someone under investigation possible had nothing to do with a copyright strike. Oh, no, I'm not 100% sure what you're trying to say there, Dave, to be honest, without being rude. I try not to break the rules, okay? I try not to break the law, because let's face it, if I break the law, there are people out there that would love it, okay? They would absolutely love it if I broke the law, because they would come after me, okay? So I do what I can not to do that, okay? I'll try to Killbot if I can find it. I do delete a lot of messages if if it doesn't require a response. If somebody sends me a link or a file and it doesn't require a response, I delete it. Otherwise I end up with a mile-long bloody list of messages. So I try and keep it tidy as much as I can. But I'll have a look to see if I can find it still. But yeah, so, oh, they've just gone off. It's fine. It's just gone to sleep. But yeah, now I've forgotten what I was saying. Yeah, anyway, I explained to the guy who says he owns the videos. I'm hoping that he understands that I took it on faith that this person owned it. As soon as I realised whose it was, I would have taken it down. It's not like my channel is full of other people's videos where I've just literally grabbed their video and mirrored it. Do you know what I mean? Everything that I've done is based on fair use. That one wasn't. Okay, that was my mistake. But as I say, but I'm hoping the guy will realise that that was a mistake on my part and, you know, be reasonable enough to lift that copyright strike. and I'll be a bit more careful in the future. Do you know what I mean? That's all I can, it's all I can do. If I do something wrong, I've got to put my hands up. Do you know what I mean? And I didn't do my due diligence properly with regards to that video. Yeah, that's true, Ian, and Holly as well. People can get really touchy. But as I say, I mean, I understand and I said to the guy as well, I said, if I nicked 4 or 5 of your videos and just uploaded them to my channel, I would totally fully understand if you wanted to copyright strike me, and I would not even argue. Do you know what I mean? But I didn't. I done one, made a mistake, put my hands up. If he doesn't want to take that copyright strike away, then that's fine. Do you know what I mean? Because I did make the mistake of trusting somebody. What can I do? That was my mistake, and I've got to say, do you know what I mean? I've got to take the punishment for it. But as I say, I'm hoping that he'll understand that it was a genuine mistake, and be reasonable, hopefully, and take that copyright strike off. But we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. The reason I gave Holly a spanner is so she can tighten my nuts. I'm sorry. Ian, you've been tightening my nuts for a week and a bit now? I thought I'd let Ollie have a go. Andrew, yeah, it was. It came from. It was to do with Troll Station, Britain's most wanted Facebook page, which I believe is Jarvo. I'm not entirely sure if it's Jarvo that I'm speaking to via email, because it's Dave at something. So I'm not entirely sure what that situation is. Thank you, Colin. Thank you for joining us this evening. I do realise that we do go on a bit when we jump on these lives. But yeah, thanks very much for joining us, and take care. Enjoy what's left of your evening. Well, oh God, no, it's morning now. Oh my dear God, I didn't realise it was that time. I am literally going to have to wrap this up. But yeah, thanks again, Colin. Appreciate your time. I could, to be honest, I mean, I could literally, do you know how, like these places where they just have cameras in the house, do you know what I mean? And just people just get on with doing their shit. I'd do that. I don't mind. In fact, people always say to me that somebody should film me watching the telly. Because when you get like adverts come on and you just notice stuff about them, and I just rip them to pieces all the time. Do you know how Gogglebox, people keep saying I would be brilliant on Gogglebox. Well, to be honest, Andrew, I don't know any of them. I don't know Jarvo, I don't know Dan, I don't know not Dan, I don't know Lee, I don't know Ali Law. I only know them through what they've done. Do you know what I mean? In video wise. Yeah, I don't know what they're like as people. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. Jace the Ace 71. Right, cool. No problem, mate. No worries. Thank you for joining us. Thank you. And I hope to see you again soon on a live chat. Do a subject access request on myself. Brian Jones, thank you. For joining us this evening. Appreciate your time. Appreciate your interactions in the comments and whatnot. Yeah, I'd say enjoy the rest of your evening as well, but it's now morning. Who's now Norfolk? Yeah, all things good, man. You good? Good, man. Glad. I did a subject access request to Essex Council with regards to my children. It took them 3 months to get all the information together, they said, because there was such a lot of information. They got the information together, they sent it to me just before Christmas. I went through the subject access request and I found lies. Literally lies. I can't even say that they were just mistaken. I have found lies. They've called me a kidnapper. Okay, they said that I kidnapped my children and to check police records. Well, I did a subject access request on myself for the police. And there was nothing in there about kidnapping any children because I didn't. Okay. All right, Andrew J, thank you, mate. Take it easy. I would love a coffee, Ian. I would absolutely love one, but I'll have one shortly. I'm going to wrap this up soon anyway, and I'll go and make one. But the subject access request that I'd done, as I say, I received it. I went through it. Social services called me a kidnapper, and that in brackets it said "see police record." I've done a subject access for my police record. In fact, I've got a video on this channel about it. There's nothing in there about kidnapping my children. I also have proof that I was in contact with the children's mum at certain times. I've got Facebook messages with dates and timestamps. And yet, in this file that I got, it states father's whereabouts unknown, with a date of that entry into the files on or around the date or days that I can prove that I had contact with their mum. There is information in that file that says father's whereabouts unknown, but yet I've got proof that I contacted social services and they had all of my details, my phone number, my email address, my address. My phone number has been the same for the past 10 years. But yet they've said that my whereabouts is unknown. Even though my children were taken from their mum to live with their brother because their mum had a breakdown. In the file, it says, got to be where, this is sort of condensing what it said. Got to be wary of the father as he's got mental health issues. But yet the children were taken from their mum and placed with their brother. All right, Ian, no problem, mate, no problem. Tell them to jump on. So once I realised all these lies were in this file, I made a complaint. The council turned round after a month, said, sorry, it would be unfair to investigate your complaint. It would be unfair to investigate your complaint because the people that were involved no longer work here. Can you believe that? Lies in the kids' social services records. And they say, we won't investigate it because it's not fair on the people that used to work for us. So I appealed that and they came back and said the same thing, at which point I went to the LGO, the local government ombudsman. They got back to me. I've had to wait a month or so for them. They come back to me the other day and said to me, they come back to me on Friday and said to me on Friday, we've been through all of your stuff. We've been through your complaint, you know, but because you've left it so long, we're not going to bother looking into it unless you can give us a genuine reason, good enough reason why you didn't bring this to our attention before. So I told them, before last year, I didn't even know what a subject access request was. So I made a subject access request when I knew about it. Took 3 months for them to deliver my subject access request. Then I received it. Then we had Christmas. Then I put in a complaint. Then I had to wait for that complaint to be looked at before it was dismissed. And then I had to appeal it, and then that was dismissed. And now I've come to you. So the simple fact that I had no idea that you existed, and I had no idea what a subject access request was, and I had to wait 5 months before I could come to you. What the fuck do you want me to do? Anyway, that was what I sent them on Friday. They would have received that at 9 o'clock this morning. 10 o'clock this morning, I had an email from them saying, yeah, well, you know, we've heard what you've got to say, but no, we're still not going to bother. Still not going to bother. Do you know what? All I want is for the council and the social services to have turned round and said, do you know what? Maybe we could have done things slightly differently, but let's help you now have a relationship with your children. If they'd have done that, which is what they're there for, no problem at all. But no, that's not what they've done. They've simply fobbed off everything. Don't give a shit about my relationship with my children. Do you know what I mean? I've got the proof. I have undeniable proof that their files are wrong. Undeniable, absolutely undisputable, 100% factual evidence proof that their files are wrong. But no, not interested. And that's the council, and the LGO, the local government ombudsman, is simply saying to me, nah, well, fuck yeah, it's your fault for leaving it for so long. Do you know what I mean? It's ridiculous, absolutely ridiculous. But do you know what? I've got a record of everything. I have a record of every interaction that I've had with their mum for the past 11 years, 12 years now. For the past 12 years, I've got a record of every single interaction I've had with their mum. And although when they're old enough, they'll be able to, I mean, they're old enough, but when they're a little bit older and they can actually understand this properly, I'll give them all the evidence that I've got and let them make up their own minds. But the council and the social services have failed massively. And I've missed 12 years of relationship with my kids because the council couldn't be bothered to do their job properly. The social services, my children, I have spoken to my kids, don't get me wrong, I've spoken to them a few times over the years, and they found me. At the age of 14, they found me. But yet social services say, oh, we don't know where he is, we can't find him. Even though social services have my contact details, even though the kid's mum had my contact details. But they can't find me, but my 14-year-old kids could. Absolutely fucking ridiculous. Hang on. The police want a breath test because some shit stole your bike. Are you shitting me? Are you serious? Ian, come on now. The the old piggies want to breath test you because your bike got stolen. Right. That makes sense, doesn't it? Yeah. Well, you're wasting your time breathalyzing somebody. His bike's getting further and further away. Nice one, orifices. Do they have reasonable grounds to believe you was driving your vehicle at a time when you could have been drunk? I mean, if your bike, I don't know what time your bike was stolen, but if you've got home and had a drink because you're pissed off, then what are they going to do? What can they do? Thanks, Cogito. I think that's how you pronounce it. Thank you. Exactly. They should be doing what they can to keep families together. Of course, that's what they're there for. They're there to help families. But no, they would rather destroy families and destroy relationships in line with their agenda, in line with the establishment's agenda. And their agenda is gender. Get it? And it is. That's what I want to do. Do you know what I mean? Joe Public UK. So now police are trying to make a victim a criminal. What a surprise. Yeah, exactly. That's what I thought, Joe. Well, it's a shame we're not on a split screen, Ian. we could have got them on the channel. Just Stuman, yeah, 100%, mate, 100%. Ian, have they gone? They're still there. Have you got earphones in or am I on speaker? Oh, that's a shame. This little piggy went to market. This little piggy stayed at home. This little piggy went to Ian's house to waste time while the bike thief fucked off with his bike. Look at that. See that, coppers? Look at that. That's what you do, mate. You abuse your power. Most of you. I do apologize. Actually, these police constables, let's be polite, these police constables may actually be reasonable. They may not be the type that are simply there to try and arrest Ian you know, because it's easy, right? Let's victim blame. You know, let's victim. This victim blaming culture is getting quite bad now, isn't it? Look, it's not just victim blaming; it's victim arresting, it's victim harassing. You know, chances are, I would say, that the police have turned up because they know that they're not going to bother looking for the bike, or they think that they're not going to find the bike. So instead of having a case given to them and not come in with an arrest, they just arrest the victim. Do you know what I mean? It doesn't matter whether or not they get let off or charged, as long as we get that arrest and all those numbers can go off to the Home Office and that look really good on our police force. You know, we all look wonderful. You know, you don't. You look like a bunch of thuggish bastards. Yes, Bill, maybe they have. Maybe they've been watching the live stream and decided to come and have a chat. That's right, they do create it. They create it out of nothing. When there is no crime, they create one. And they also I was going to say something else then, but I've forgotten because Ian's just messaged. PC Evans, he's a good guy and a sub on the channel. Brilliant. But PC Adams is a cock. Well, there you go. PC Adams 3790. You, sir, are a penis. I presume it's a sir. He was attacked and had your head jumped on. While the police came to your home, they tried to insinuate that you had started the fight due to the marks on your hands. Yeah, it doesn't surprise me at all, unfortunately. Good on you. Good on you. Right, guys. I am I might need to have my thinking checked because I assumed that PC, what was it? PC Adams. I assumed PC Adams. Well, actually, I said he was a penis. I didn't say he has a penis. So, you know, I might have, you know, maybe I wasn't assuming. Do you think? Oh dear. Right, guys, listen, it is midnight and it's a weekday. It's a school night. So I am going to have to go, I'm afraid. For the 50 or so of you that have stuck around, 3.5 hours, Tyrant Finder. I have a habit of just chatting. I enjoy it. I like chatting to you all. So yeah, it's all good. But as I say, for those of you who have stuck around for the entire stream or until the end, thank you. Thank you for your support over the last 12 months. I am truly, truly grateful and humbled by the generosity and you know, of some of you, and the fact that you know, and I'm not talking about generosity in like donations and things like that. I'm talking about generosity in your commenting, in your sharing, in your helping me to grow the channel. I am truly, truly grateful and thankful to every single one of you. And I wish I could say more to thank you, but there isn't any more I can say. I don't know what else to say. I hope this year is going to be as good as last year. I hope this next year of Police Abusing Powers is going to be as good, if not better, than the last 12 months. And I hope to be able to continue providing you with lots more interesting content. So there we go. Happy birthday. More location filming. John, one of the problems that I have, and I'll say this very quickly, is I do have I suffer from anxiety and panic attacks. I have a mental health condition. And I don't mind saying it, because at the end of the day, you need to talk about this kind of stuff. Do you know what I mean? It's, but I have a mental health condition, and it can be very difficult for me to go out. It can be difficult for me to go places where there's crowds. If I do go somewhere where there's a crowd, I can have a delayed reaction, if that makes sense. If I think about going out, I panic myself and I prevent myself from going out. If I make a decision there and then to go out, I can go out, but the problem is afterwards I have a delayed anxiety attack, and that can last a couple of days, and it's horrible. So although I would like to go out more and do things in that respect, this is why I like chatting on here for so long. Do you know what I mean? Because I can do this, I'm in control. If I'm out and about, I'm not in control because I'm out. I can't just turn off. Do you know what I mean? So doing this, I know I'm in control, because if I start having a panic attack, I can just say, gotta go, see you later, turn off. Do you know what I mean? I have that control then. But when I'm out, I don't, and that's a problem for me. And that's why I can do these videos that I do every day, because I have the time to do them. But yeah, I don't think there's anything wrong with having mental health problems. Mental health is a fact. Most people will suffer from mental health. I don't drink anyway, Alan. I mean, I will have one now and again, but if I brought a pack of 4 beers, they would literally stay in the fridge for months and months and months before they're all gone, literally. But yeah, but as I say, I'm not embarrassed by the fact that I suffer from it. You will, if you go through all of my videos, if you watch them all, now that you know, if you didn't know, you will probably see some of them where I look and I sound slightly different, because I may be having a bad day, but by concentrating on doing a video, it stops me from sitting on the sofa brooding and getting worse, if that makes sense. So although I might feel like just closing the curtains and going back to bed, by doing the video, I can still, I can kind of keep my mind off of it a little bit and try and get through it. And that's one of the reasons why I decided to do the PAP reports, although they do take up a lot of time. In fact, I can't even remember what it's called. I can't even remember what it was that they said I've got. Let me have a look. As I say, I've got nothing. I'm not embarrassed. by the fact that I've got it. But I can't remember what it's bleeding well called. Let's see if this tells me. It's what's classed as a borderline personality disorder. But I really can't even think of what one it was. What does the EU stand for, Kat? Because it might be, because that sounds familiar. That's it. That's it, Kat. Yeah. That's it. Yeah. Emotionally unstable personality disorder. I'm on quetiapine, is what I'm on. That's the medication that I take, quetiapine. And what else is it? Venlafaxine, quetiapine and venlafaxine is what I take. But you know, such is life, unfortunately. You're on sertraline. I was on sertraline for a long time before I was diagnosed by a psychiatrist. But quetiapine is spelt Quetiapine. So it's Quetiapine, quetiapine. Amitriptyline. I know people that have been on amitriptyline. It's not something that they've ever tried me on. Yeah, sertraline didn't help at all. TIAPPINE on the end, Cat. The first part is right, but then it's PINE. Unfortunately, Alan, if I don't take them, I mean, they help me, and if I don't take them, I'm a mess. Genuinely, I am a mess. I'm not going to go into, you know, what happens to me, but if I don't take them, I am a mess. So I have to, unfortunately. I have to unfortunately take them, but yeah. So there you go. You know all about me now, didn't you? I'm not even sure if there's anything else left that you don't know about, that the subscribers don't know about. So that's where we're at. Kat, that's absolutely fine. I mean, yes, there is stigma around it. I understand that. Do you know what I mean? But I've been suffering on and off from depression since I was 15 years old. Okay, Lots of people suffer from depression. Do you know what I mean? And there are people out there that are far, far worse than I am. Absolutely. And I understand where they're coming from, and I can relate to them. You know, I've never really been embarrassed about the condition that I've got. I didn't even know it was a condition until last year. It was only last year, when I was 40. Okay, so I went from 15 to 40 with what the doctor called recurring depression. Okay, that's what was on my doctor's notes: recurring depression. And it was only last year, that I was diagnosed by a quack with having this emotionally unstable personality disorder. And although the tablets don't do a fantastic job, they do help. I still struggle with going out, but if I didn't have the tablets, I certainly wouldn't be able to do this. That's 100%. I would not be able to do this. Yeah, it's not the ideal word for it, is it? Personality disorder, you know, and that has got such, when you say personality disorder, people immediately start thinking schizophrenia. You know, you've got multiple personalities and all of that kind of stuff. And yeah, it does have, you know, as you said, the stigmas attached to it. But this is why I don't mind talking about it. You know, I'm quite happy to explain to people what it is, and then people can understand them a little bit better. The first thing you should do when you are diagnosed with something, the first thing you should do is to tell your friends and family, so that they can understand. Do you know what I mean? My mum's always said to me, I always tell people too much. Do you know what? Maybe I'm telling people too much now, but ultimately this is, do you know what I mean? This is the way that I am, and I can't change that. I would rather be upfront with people than have something come up later down the line, that people can, you know, say, why didn't you tell me, or something like that. So I'd rather be open and honest. I know, Ian, I know. And I hope to God that you get it back. I don't hope to God, because I don't believe in God, but I hope that you are able to get it back, hopefully in one piece. But as I say, not that it helps you now, but maybe towards the end of the year, when we're in a position to have a lot more people on the channel, and most of the channel subscribers are from the UK as well. But hopefully we can be in a situation where something happens to somebody. I don't mind doing that. If somebody comes to me and says my car's been nicked from such and such an area, I will be straight on doing a live, telling people what's been nicked, what it looks like, what the registration number is, and getting the word out there. Do you know what I mean? All of that kind of stuff. I would love to be able to do that and help people. And that's the ultimate aim of this channel, is to help people. Think too much, cat. Yeah, my God. Yeah. That's the most horriblest part of having this, is the fact that you cannot shut off, and you just overthink everything. And that has got to be the worst part of it. Dave, I can go for a drink, mate. I don't mind. You know, I can go to a pub if it, you know, I'd rather not go to one on a Friday night, like, do you know what I mean? But I can go to a pub and go and have a drink with somebody. You know, I'll have a J2O or whatever. But there's another reason why I can't really drink alcohol is because of the tablets that I'm on, although I can have one occasionally. But I don't mind meeting up with people, but I have to build myself up to it. Is what the problem is. Yeah, people keep talking about mindfulness. To be honest, when I hear about it, I don't think I'm receptive to it enough yet. Do you know what I mean? I think you have to, you in yourself, you have to be, I'm going to do that, and be certain that you're going to be able to go and do it, and you have to accept that that's what you're going to do. And I'm not there yet, if that makes sense. I look at it and think about it, and it doesn't click with me. It doesn't make me think, yeah, that's going to work. And because of that, it's very difficult for me to take that on and do that. Meditation I've tried. Again, it is so difficult for me to clear my mind. As Kat said, you overthink things, as many people with different mental health problems do. I don't know what it's like for the other mental health issues, but I know for me, and as Kat is saying as well, with emotionally unstable personality disorder, you literally cannot stop. It's like somebody's wound up the springs, you know, and they're just constantly keeping them wound up, and it's just whirring away all the time. Yeah, and that's, it's horrible. But I find it very, very difficult to clear my mind in order to do meditation. I have tried. But, you know, I'm hoping that at some point, I mean, I'm hoping this channel continues to keep my mind occupied, in a sense that, you know, if I can get this to a point where I can do this as a full-time job, if that makes sense, and I'm earning an income from it, for example, brilliant, absolutely brilliant. I'll be doing something I love doing. That's going to keep me happy. It's going to keep my mind occupied, and that would be amazing. But I think we're a while away from that. So in the meantime, I'll just keep doing what I do. Excuse me, and hopefully that is enough for the time being. The email, the best email me on policeabusingpowers@gmail.com. And if we're not talking about anything to do with the channel, then I will send you my my personal email address, and then we can talk through that one. Anything to do with the channel, obviously, I'll keep on policeabusingpowers@gmail.com. But if we're off topic, if we're talking about something else, then I'm happy to give my personal email address. Snap phase, yeah, well, this is it, mate. I'm going to keep going. As I say, I just want to, you know, I've done lots of things in my life, okay? I've tried to do lots of things that maybe haven't worked out so well, as we all have. This, as I say, I really genuinely enjoy doing this. I've not had a day off yet from doing this, so to speak. I mean, the fact that I'm at home, if I'm having a bad day, I can take some time off, and I can go and have a, you know, sit down, hide myself in a dark room or whatever, and then come back to it. Do you know what I mean? And for me, that makes it much easier to do. But I will continue to do this. I do have actually, and I will put a notice out as well on the 28th. So on, what's that, Thursday? Let's just double check. Friday. On Friday, there may not be a PAP reports, and that's simply because I do have a hospital appointment. I will try and get something up. If I'm not able to get something up on Friday, I will try and get it up for Saturday instead, so you still get your 5 days worth of PAP reports. I do know that Active Patriot wants to have a chat at some point, a live chat. He messaged me last week, I think it was, saying that he wants to get me on for a live chat, which will be interesting. So at some point we might be doing that. Very true, Lucifer, very true. But I suppose, do you know what? At least my mental health issues don't mean I go around beating people around the head and and randomly arresting people just because they don't bow down to my authority. Conspiracy theorists. I've got to be honest, I try not to get involved with conspiracy theorists, but we'll talk about that another time. Anyway, yeah, it is knocking on 1 o'clock now, guys. Again, this is definitely it. I am going. Thank you again for your time, much appreciated, and your patience and your interactions and your subscriptions, because without you, this channel literally would be nothing. So thank you once again. Sleep well, look after yourselves. My head's gone blank, I can't even think of my closing statement now. Take care of yourself. Yeah, take care, look after each other. Film the police and other officials. Thanks, guys. Much appreciate every single one of you.